Hey guys, this is your boy Ansem here, going through another deck build with you. I've been running a little bit of a mentorship among some of the guys that I talk to a lot, and I have my graduation levels. So they want to graduate, they want to get their diploma, they want to get their little plaque and get their little pin, say I'm a Yu-Gi duelist. So this is the first starter deck that I kind of built. It's very beatable. You're gonna look at it, you're gonna laugh, and but hey, we all started somewhere as duelists. We all started new, and you gotta start somewhere. So I don't want to go full bear and just destroy. I want to ease them in, beat this deck, and then you beat the next deck, and then you beat the following deck. So my first level deck is a typical, it's a zombie deck, but it's also Synchro Abuse. So let's go through the cards with you guys. And again, if you like the cards, you're learning about the cards, good for you. I'm glad you're enriching your mind. So Breaker, the Magical Warrior, when he's set out there, he gets a spell token. You can remove that token to destroy a spell or trap on the field. One-time use only, and it's only when he's no more summoned. Crystal Seer, I always have this card with me. It's a flip effect. You draw 2 cards, put one of those cards in your hand, put one of those cards on the bottom of your deck. It's a free card, so it's a free draw, and you get to pick which card you want. So, Crystal Seer. Next, you have Dandelion. Dandelion's helpful in Synchro Abuse decks because when it's removed from the field to the graveyard, you special summon 2 plant tokens. They call them fluff tokens, but whatever. You summon 2 tokens that are 1-stars, and you can use those tokens for the Synchro. Next is Ill Bud, which is a zombie Gemini. Gemini being that you have to summon it twice. So I could summon it, and then I have to summon it again to get his secondary effect. And his secondary effect is I can reborn any monster from either graveyard as long as it's a zombie type. Unfortunately, that zombie is equipped to Ill Bud, so if Ill Bud is destroyed, it takes those monsters down with it. Marshmallion, just your standard burn stall. When it's flipped face up from your opponent. It's doing by attack, they take 1,000 points in burn damage. Mizuki, which is critical to most zombie decks, when it's in the graveyard, you can remove it from play to special summon any zombie type that is in your graveyard to the field. So you'll either do that with Plague Spreader Zombie without having to use his effect, or whatever the case may be, whatever you need at the time, whatever's best. Next you have Mobius, the Frost Monarch, which is a typical monarch that when you get it summoned successfully, it destroys 2 spells or traps on your opponent's side of the field, or your side of the field as well, I should say. So any 2 spells or traps on the field. Morphing Jar I always have with me. Flip effect, you discard your hand, draw 5. Normally people top deck, so you just get a free 5. Night Assailant, it's a flip effect, destroy a monster on their side of the field. And Powder White Dragon, I have this in here for the light types. I was running Chaos Sorcerer and I decided that was kind of too mean, but when this card once per turn, if a level 4 or lower zombie is destroyed in battle, you can special summon it back to the side of the field. Plague Spreader Zombie, being a Synchro Abuse, is the only tuner in the deck. You use them to tune up to get a Synchro. And then a secondary effect is when he's in the graveyard, you can remove one of your cards from your hand to the top of your deck to special summon him and then synchro again. But if you do that, if you use his effect, he's removed from play instead of going to the graveyard. Pyramid Turtle, absolutely critical in zombie attacks. If it is destroyed in battle, you can special summon a zombie type monster from your deck to the field with 2,000 or less defense, which is typically all of them except for Despair of the Dark. Red Eyes of the Zombie Dragon. If this monster destroys a zombie type, you can special summon that zombie type to your field. So he's pretty handy when you're facing your common nemesis of your own style deck. Next, Ryo Koki. This is to defend, mostly for a defense and attack, I should say. If it battles a warrior or a spellcaster, regardless of battle damage, it destroys that monster if they're a warrior or a spellcaster. So that gets rid of them. Spirit Reaper, just for being a zombie type, you know, you gotta have him in there for your stall if you're in a pinch. You also has a secondary effect, is if you manage to do damage with his little 300, they have to discard a card from their hand to the graveyard. Vampire Lord, which is my personal favorite card, can only be destroyed in battle. If he gets destroyed due to a spell or a trap or an effect, he comes back on your next phase. Next is Zombie Master. You can remove a monster card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon a level 4 or lower from your graveyard to the field. And now onto your spells. Your spells, Foolish Burial. I carry 2 copies of him, or of that, I should say, that spell, because you want to throw your Mizuki. You want to throw away maybe Plague Spreader Zombie, or something that could help you with Mizuki bringing something back, or if you're carrying another card. So throwing stuff away is not a bad thing in this game. Heavy Storm, if you watch my core spell trap video, you know it's a core set. So destroys all spells and traps on the field. Lightning Vortex destroys all face-up or face-up monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Monster Reborn, you can reborn any monster from either graveyard. Mystical Space Typhoon destroys any spells or traps on the field. It does not negate. It just destroys. No Man of the Crossout. This is another card I carry with me at all times. It's not a core, but it once was. Any monster that's face down on the field, it removes it from play, and if it's a flip effect, it removes all the other copies from either deck, yours or your opponent's deck, from play as well. Shield Crush destroys any defensive position monster. You can use it on yourself or on your opponent. Smashing Ground. Smashing Ground destroys a face-up monster with the highest defense. Typically, it's the highest attacking. Not in all cases, but typically it is. Swords of Revealing Light. It stops your opponents from attacking for 3 turns. So again, the stall factor being Synchro Abuse for protection. And then the only 2 traps, as always, Magical Cylinders, which reflects battle damage. They take the damage instead of you, and your monster is safe for that particular attack. And Mirror Force. Mirror Force destroying all attack position monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Your synchros, you know, that's on you. I'm not going to go through the synchros with you, so you can pick that on your own. Make sure you sub me. Again, this is the beginner deck. You can beat this deck. You can graduate to level 2. Keep an eye out for my level 2 video. So please follow me on Facebook. Watch me live on Twitch TV, which I do broadcast between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific time. And casually, it's on and off when I'm broadcasting, because I have to keep them in 15-minute intervals, because I don't want like someone sitting there for like an hour watching me, you know, as great and as huge ego as I do, my ego that I do have. But I'm not that egotistical, so I'll keep them in little 15-minute bursts for you guys. So thank you guys. Make sure You sub me. I'm watching you.